There's no way he's still the right choice of Barca. These are the things you've got to do to win titles, and Liverpool are doing it. I'm just not overly sure the tackle in itself is the red card challenge. Guys, welcome back to TFW because it's Monday afternoon. That means we're discussing all of the weekend's football from what you guys have sent in our community tab. All of your opinions, starting off, of course, with the massive talking point from the Spurs Everton match and Andre Gomes' horrific injury. Hunter Enshu has said, what are your thoughts on Son's tackle on Gomes? It was a bad tackle. It was reckless. He flew in from behind. It wasn't the cause of his terrible ankle injury, though. If you look at it on the way back, it's a deserved yellow card, and the referee's turned around and seen the injury and then given a red card because of it. Like, it was probably good that Son came off the pitch. He was in no state to continue, and I think he would have been hounded by quite a few Everton players. I'm just not overly sure the tackle in itself is the red card challenge. It's desperately unfortunate when you see that both of them have come together, his leg gets stuck underneath his body, and that's what happens. Boy, oh boy, the one said Son shouldn't have got a red, maybe yellow. Yeah, probably agree with that. I'm a Blake 123 said Aurier should have got sent off as well. I don't think any of them should have got a red, but Aurier as well. They literally came together and he was sandwiched in between both of them. At most, both of them get a yellow card. It's never nice to see, and it's really is a terrible injury. But yeah, no, you can't just look at the injury and say it's a definite red. I mean, Son's yellow in the original place was probably deserved. But moving on to Bayern Munich and Kovac's replacement. So Niko Kovac is gone. There's loads of different reports whether or not he left or he said he's going to leave, but the Bayern Munich board had already agreed for him that they were going to sack him, so they kind of mutually did it anyway. He's out of there. The assistant's in to the end of the season. Medina Denic has said, now that Kovac is sacked, who do you think would be the best replacement? There's two ways to go about this. Bayern Munich are obviously a team that have to win every season. They have to win at least one trophy, if not two, and sometimes even that's not enough if they don't go far in the Champions League. I'm not so sure they can write off the rest of this season and finish fourth and maybe not get through, after the round of last 16 of the quarterfinals. So they could go for a winner. If they do accept that, which is very unlike them, they'll wait until next summer and bring in someone like Erik ten Hag and start off with a whole new cycle, a whole new load of young players, get rid of the older players. Jerome Boateng especially, who I think deserves, maybe not hate, but deserves the criticism he gets after the weekend. That such a stupid red card. He should definitely know better than that. Log Primeton has said, opinion on Bayern and Barca losing their matches against Frankfurt and Levante. Should they get rid of their coaches, or Kovac and Valverde still the right choices? Obviously, Kovac is gone. Valverde, we'll get on to him in a minute. There's no way he's still the right choice of Barca. I mean, there's Clueless, and then there's him. G55 said, Kovac's sacking wasn't justified. So on the other hand, saying wasn't justified, it was a really poor defeat. I'm not so sure it was justified just off that game. I'm pretty sure that even since the end of last season, the Bayern board have had this in the back of their minds, and they've just needed the right time to pull the trigger. Their form recently has been shocking. Since that 7-2 victory at Spurs, they've had 4 points out of 12 in the Bundesliga. That is not Bayern Munich form at the beginning of the season, at the end, in the middle, whatever. One win and a draw and 2 losses out of 4 games is not Bayern form, and that's literally what they've fallen back on. It's not just off one game, or saying it wasn't justified off that one game. But moving on to Barcelona, Valverde out. Oliver Noel has said, Valverde is a joke and Barca should get rid of him ASAP. That's pretty strong, I've got to say that. Personal favourite would be Koeman. He's quite experienced, has Barca history in a similar style of game. In my opinion, a great fit. So, from one side, Ronald Koeman has said that there is a clause in his contract with the Netherlands saying that he can leave after Euro 2020 to join Barcelona. On the other hand, I'm not overly sure whether he'd be a good choice purely because I think he'd be a bit too much of a yes man. The problem is that Valverde seems to be quite weak mentally and has lost the dressing room. Basically, Messi's taken over and anything he says goes. There's rumours that he has a say in transfers, that he's obviously very friendly with the board, and that pretty much, as they probably should do, the whole Barcelona club will bend over backwards to give Messi anything he wants. The last thing that they need is another manager like Koeman coming in. He obviously loves Barcelona, he'd get on well, everything would be kind of happy. Then when it comes to making the big decisions, like maybe dropping Messi in a few years' time, or bringing in, a player who isn't necessarily someone that's going to fit in the squad, but he believes personally is, then of course everyone's just going to take Messi's side and the team's side, and he's going to have to avoid getting sacked, say yes, just agree and basically end up in the same position as Valverde. Barca are in this position. They need someone who's strong enough to command their own style or someone who's going to expand on Barcelona's style. I'm not overly sure Koeman to be the right guy. This could be completely wrong. He might be amazing. And I know he's a good coach, but I can't see him controlling the dressing room, in the same way that a stronger figure would. People also commenting, all you guys sending loads of messages, how come someone like Kovac gets sacked after one terrible game, yet Valverde is chilled out? As you mentioned, it's definitely not one terrible game from Kovac. It's been a whole history. Liverpool, title contenders. Well, according to Asif Sharia, said Liverpool has shown the kind of resilience that may win them the title. Do you agree? Yes. This is it. This is title written all over it. The wins when they're not playing the best, the luck of the draw when it comes to certain decisions, the late turnarounds. This is brilliant. This is everything you need to do. I mean, Scarred Hunter has literally summed it up by saying Liverpool have snatched victory from the jaws of defeat again this season. Are they turning into the Uniteds of the 2000s? Yes! This is what we grew up watching, was Sir Alex Ferguson and Manchester United winning at whatever cost. If they had a stinker, it doesn't matter, they'd win 1-0. Regardless. If they were 1-0 down, they'd find a way, like Liverpool did, to get goals from anywhere they can. When Sadio Mane popping up with a header is usually pretty unlikely, but he did it. 94th minute. Andy Robertson flying in further past any striker. He had to do it. These are the things you've got to do to win titles, and Liverpool are doing it. When they're down, when they can't quite manage to get victories out the bag, the game against Leicester, last minute penalty, the game against Spurs, and they got the penalty quite late on. These are all the signs of winning it. Moez Tihari has said, are Liverpool getting lucky? Not in the terms of luck as in they're just standing there and just everything's falling in their lap. Like, they're generally working very, very hard for it and almost creating their own luck by getting into these positions. VAR is back. That makes a change from TFW. Again, Gouldman said Firmino's offside case. Again, backed up Balozzi. VAR claiming Firmino's offside because of his armpit. How does he score with his armpit? It's getting to the point where VAR is not necessarily being used poorly. It's the rules that are being applied once you've looked at VAR, which are then just completely ridiculous. By the way, loads of people had a go at me a few weeks ago saying, Matt didn't care about VAR until Heung-min Son was offside against Leicester. Absolute nonsense. That was just the first crappy call of the season, and Firmino is exactly the same. Both of them, they were offside by their armpit. How on earth is that affecting the build-up in the play? Firmino, from some of the angles, looks like he wasn't even offside. Looks like, I think it was Tyrone Mings' knee was ahead of him. It's just these decisions, as I've said before, if it takes 3 minutes to look at it, if it takes 20 different bloody screens, if it takes 10 people sat in a room, plus the assistant, plus the referee, it's not a clear and obvious error, which is the only thing that VAR was supposed to be brought in for when something's clear and obvious error. If we're talking 1.6 centimetres, it's not clear and obvious. Players should be allowed to go on. Ridiculousness. Another thing, actually, that I'm just going to throw in about VAR is that it's rewarding contact. And this is a very sore sight. The penalty that Watford won, De La Feo's penalty, is a joke. Jorginho stuck his foot out. And in the replays, if you just watch the slow motion replay, looks like he hit his foot and tripped him up. It's like the slightest contact, and De La Feo's jumped and dived to force the issue. The referee saw it at the time and said no, to force the issue. And then VAR have looked it back in their stupid slow motion that it looks like a foul just because there's contact. They're applying the letter of the law so rigidly that it's not taking into account anything in the game at full speed. Like the De La Feo one's ridiculous, and players are feeling contact and going down because they know how it's going to look on VAR. It's honestly, it's a bit stupid, in my opinion. I just think this thing is getting a bit ridiculous and rewarding diving. Anyway, lastly, great one from Tom. Leicester and Chelsea can challenge for the title. I'm not so sure I agree, but I definitely think they are top 4 contenders. Let me know what you think about that and everything else that we have discussed on TFW. Of course, you guys can leave your comment on Sunday night in the community tab. Let me know your opinions or your thoughts on the weekend's football and all the nonsense that's going on surrounding VAR. I'm going to talk about it a lot this season, I can feel it. Anyway, that's all from me. Of course, let me know your thoughts down below and smash the like button whilst you're there. And until next time, we'll see you guys soon.